gonna demonstrate the wing stands. We passed a couple around this morning, but he's looking much more articulate there. So let's let George do the demonstration. I'm gonna sit in the back and watch.
All right, we'll try to show you how to make a wig stand, at least how I made my wig stands. When we had the, why don't you put that first slide it's called first slide or something, there it is. I wrote this out, I'm gonna read this. I will be doing a demonstration on how I make a wig stand. My hope is that the demo will encourage club members to go home and make a wig stand. So we can all turn in more wig stands. It's a very good. So, I copied this from the Ohio Valley Woodturners Club website. I thought it was good. Why it matters. Cancer affects so many of us, our families, friends, and neighbors. By turning wood into something meaningful, we offer patients a reminder that they are not alone. The benefits of a handcrafted wig stand: comfort and convenience, help maintain the shape and style of wigs, making daily use easier. Emotional support: a beautiful crafted stand offers encouragement and dignity. Unique and handmade quality: each stand is an artisan crafted one-of-a-kind gift. Community generosity showcases the kindness of woodturners and volunteers. Sustainability: made from natural wood, providing a durable and eco-friendly alternative. Okay, you want to show slide one or image one? So this is what we're making, and I brought this to show and tell last month, and I made 10 of these out of walnut for the delivery the last time. This maple, I actually bought this in 1980. I was invited to join a woodworking co-op in Tallahassee, Florida, when I lived down there. And first thing I did was build a workbench out of Fine Woodworking magazine. So I bought a bunch of 8-quarter maple, and I still had a piece, and 6 inches wide and about 7 feet long. So we got this one and the one we're doing today out of it. I watched a video by Richard Raffin, and eventually I'll make all these links available to you. But this is the way he did it. And so I'm not changing much from what he did, but I'll show you how I managed to do it. And as I said last month during show and tell, I don't consider myself a great spindle turner, so I do a lot more scraping than cutting, but I'm working on it. So I wanted to start off here. First of all, let me just show you. This is my Easy Wood chuck. I know some people have asked about these, and I'll show you how you change the jaws in these. These are really nice because this comes with 4 different jaws, and they just pop right out. You just push a little thing in there, and the jaw comes right out. And when you want to go to a different style, you just slide it right back in. Huh? Oh, it's not coming out. It's not coming out. So I like this chuck a lot, but I have about 8 or 9 different chucks, because we were talking with Chuck earlier. When you put something in a chuck, you kind of want to leave it in the chuck, because as soon as you take it out and then retighten it again, it's not on center anymore. So I just want to show you real quick. I've got my dividers here. I'm going to measure the outside of these jaws here, because we're going to make a recessed tenon. And so I'm going to put a worm screw in here. This is the worm screw that comes with the Easy Wood chuck. It's got 2 different sizes, and we're going to use the smaller one that goes in a 1/4-inch hole. Bring the chuck back down on top of that. Now, one of the things that Richard Raffin did in his video, so I did it too, he made a little spacer for his worm screw. And I think the basic thing is just it's much easier to get off, unless you're going all the way down. So we're going to start with the top of I've already drilled a 1/4-inch hole in here. And I've actually turned the motor on in the past to get it to go on there, but I can lock this in, can't I? There we go. So let's get him on there tight. And of course, the more it turns down, the tighter it gets. Okay. Now I will admit to you, this is I have a Powermatic at home. I was really hoping we could use the Powermatic because it's so much easier if it's like what I've been using all the time. So I may have some issues. I had my tool rest all set up so that I have a ring that goes around here and it comes down on top of my uh, banjo, and it's the right height that I want for regular cutting. And I got a little spacer I put in there if I'm going to be shaping, but that's not going to work for me on this because this doesn't allow me to get in there enough. So I even have to remember, how do you lock this thing down? I guess that's locked. All right, let's try to huh?
They'll start working on that.
No, I think it's working.
We had several fronts out.
No, I got it to lock in. I hope you can hear me with this mask on. I usually wear a Air Trend, what do they call those things? Power mask or something. It's got the fan built into it, but you wouldn't be able to hear me if I did it. First things first, take my ring off, take my watch off. You know, I do try to be as safe as I can with the tools, but you do find yourself forgetting. And sometimes I find myself arguing with myself and saying, you're not going to have a problem with that watch, but who wants to find out, you know? Who wants to be the first one to say, oh, that was a bad idea? So take your jewelry off. Don't have loose sleeves. Don't have long hair, tie it back, because this can be a dangerous machine. Okay. All right. My tool rest just about bottoms off in here. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit so I can see it. Well, not just about every tool I own. Worried that I wouldn't have the one tool that I need to do stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tenon up here so that I can hold this the other way. It is a. So I'm just going to make this because I didn't bring the one thing I wanted. Let's make this a Let's see if I can make this thing a little bit tighter. That's not fun. I better take the lock off. That's a little better. Talk about this a minute. Well, I should turn that off before I do all this stuff. Not thrilled with this. You can try to put a little recess on this. Oh. Oh. Maybe we won't see a demo this time. Now I'll show you a little something that I figured out. Maybe everybody knows this. I could lock this, the shaft, and then try to pull this off, but more like it's just gonna turn the chuck loose from the spindle. So what I do is I put the chuck in this on the chuck, and then I can unscrew. I'm gonna put smaller jaws in to hold that. Now, the jaws can go anywhere. Unlike normal chucks. What's the guy's name that has Niles bottle stoppers now? Carl Jacobson. He says he can change the jaws on one of these chucks in, I think, 6 seconds. I don't know how he does that. Huh?
I think he has a video where he does it.
Yeah. But, well, now, hopefully. Okay, so this is the bottom of my, this is the bottom of my top piece.
Go any further. Are there standard? All of these wig stands look to be about the same size. Is there a standard height? Diameter?
I don't know, but the sheet that I had showed the second slide along with the 3 pieces of wood. Is that the second one? There you go. So I started with 2-inch thick by 5-inch diameter, 2-inch by 6-inch, and then a 2x2. This is what they recommend on the sheet that the AAW gives out about making wig stands. You start with a 2x5, a 2x6, and a 2x2, 12 inches long. So that's all I did. I just went with that and then what it turned out to be.
And they just want to make sure that the base is bigger than the top, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
And when I started making these, at one point I thought that looked a little weird, like it was light at the top for what it is. But when they put the wig on, it's going to fill out a little bit. And so, all right, let's see what we can do with this now. Oh, I need to get this out of here. Would you use a bar for that or?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't take much, did I?
wow.
Works very well.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it.
Hey, George, do me a favor, please.
Yes.
Can you put your glasses somewhere else?
Oh, actually, I'm gonna be wearing them, so.
I'm just scared if you leave.
Oh, you're afraid you're gonna get caught?
Yeah.
Okay. I never thought about that, to be honest with you. You mean, because they were,
Yeah, if you lean forward,
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
yeah.
All right, now let's see if we can do this. I'll go ahead and drill my 1-inch hole. I'm only gonna go into this with the wood about a 1/2 inch, but I make it a little bit deeper anyway. As long as they don't come through. I'm just gonna leave that out. Let me clean the surface up a little bit. I'm gonna try to make the circle on here. Equal to the outside of those jaws, the larger jaws. You only want this point touching the wood. You don't want that one because it'll fly up and get you. And I'm just. Let's see this. I gotta go back and see how it did the other one. If you want to get a little bit more wood out of here first. I think I did this with my little tool. I'm gonna show you a tool that I made. And somebody said I should hold this up. Not quite so high.
Put your hand. There you go.
I saw this, Todd Raines from Wood Turning Tool Store. He does, tool talks with, Cindy Droza and some other things. About 5 years ago, I watched him do something and he pulled out a tool like this. And I'd never seen it before. And, I asked him where he got it and he said, I just made it myself. I found, got some tools. He saw somebody else who had done it. I don't know the guy's name. But can you put up the slide, with the dimensions on that one piece? A piece of steel? No, no, yeah, yeah, well, that's this, and then go another one. Go one more. Okay, so that's it there. So basically, I have a cutting surface. I've got a cutting surface on this tip, and I've got a cutting surface on this face, and I've actually got a cutting surface on this face. And I use this for making recessed tenons, like I did in the piece that I brought to show and tell. So I'm going to use that here to make a recessed tenon, I hope. I center this. That looks pretty good. And what I can do is I can go directly in the place I want. I can also cut this way with it. Clean this up just a little bit more. Well, I think that's enough. Look bigger. So back on. You know, when you're doing a demo like this, all you do is think about it for 3 weeks ahead of time. I've been doing this in my head again and again and again, and I'm still worried I'm going to forget something. But hopefully, this will work. I'm going to re-drill that hole again too. Actually, shoot. I guess I better do it the right way. I gotta put it back on there and make that hole a little bit deeper. I don't know how he does it in 6 seconds. Huh? I lost my light again. Spread those things apart more to make them. Yeah. Just hold the hot wire with one hand.
Can be your way. Yeah. If we all want to get up and we'll go move to my shop, we won't have any more problems. This thing seems to be a little bit off right now. You got it, yeah. All right, now I'm just gonna try to get the shape. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is make us round. The only reason I wear a glove is to keep my hands from burning. That sawdust coming off of there is hot. This is my 40/40 grind chisel. The other was Ellsworth grind. I find this does a little bit faster for me. I'm not gonna do too much more with this, and then I would be sanding it and finishing it.
Or are you gonna have to repeat that? I didn't hear you on open minutes.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm just gonna take this far. I would be sanding it and doing other things with it, but I want to get to the other pieces. So this gives you a rough idea how it goes. Now let's do the,
Sort of like that.
yeah, I mean, flatten it out more, or they show it as round.
You could wanna make sure that you're not de-shaping the wig, that it needs to be like it's the top of your head almost, right? Like there, perfect. Picture, guys.
What a great visual.
Need to take the plaster cast.
It's both. It's not,
That's
it's anybody.
spacer down.
Male, well, it's anybody who wants to win,
Round spacer that I had on this thing.
the spacers up on the table.
Huh?
We have it on the table.
Oh, here. Thank you.
But yeah, if you guys wanna add, your names to them and add like little things on a piece of paper or something, or it's any more paper, you know, I'll do welcome. Consider these really, really special.
Yeah, I'm turning it on, letting it screw on itself. Does it really want to do it? All right, I'm gonna start by getting this round.
Spindle lock.
Huh?
Spindle lock.
Thank you. I knew, I just wanted to see if anybody else knew. Pretty much there.
At the bottom, you're just looking for like an interesting design. Doesn't have to be a specific shape at the bottom.
No, you could do what you want. Richard Raffin did it this way. So they'd have a place to put, necklaces and bracelets and stuff like that in that little trough on the bottom.
The hairpins they use.
Huh? Or the hairpins, yeah. All right, so what I gotta do is I gotta clean this face up. This is the bottom of the wig stand. And we're gonna pretty much finish that.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recess the bottom a little bit. And then I'm gonna put my recessed tenon in. Because when it sits, I want it to sit flat, so I'm just gonna have it touch on the outside edge. So. That's what I did. I've used my scraper on this to get it smooth. Line it up to the center. I'll show you this later. I'll pass some of these around. In fact, let me pass, no, I'll use this first and then I'll pass it. This is a scraper that made by D-Way Tools. Also, they're partners with Boxmaster Tools now. So this is a double-ended negative rake scraper. The curve goes to the left, and then on the other end, the curve goes to the right. And it's one of my favorite tools. You can see the like shavings I'm getting off. All right, we're going to do the same thing we did on the top piece. Line this up to the center. And make it a little bit deeper. Well, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just go right in at the end there, just to clean up that edge. Now I would sand this and everything before I did anything else with it. But we're not sanding in here, so. Take it out.
Just a fun fact, on the 5th of January, we had delivered 3,761 vaccines.
Wow.
The entire country. For 5. He's new, yeah. These are going to Stevens.
Where's that? Did that work? Or a 1 inch hole. I ran out of speed. Okay, it's this is the top part. Now, one thing I know I want is here on the road. I'm gonna take about a half inch off of the thickness of this from this point out. Okay, no fun start. Hopefully. This might be a little bit of a problem. I have to get low on this thing. Well, we're gonna try it. This is a D-Wade Tools beading cutter for a 1/4 inch bead. And I'm putting a bead on the bottom of the base. That's where I'm starting. And this, when you come in with it, you kind of go side to side to let it cut the two sides of the bead. You keep it on. Try to get this up to about half. Still got some flat spots on it. Let me clean that up. So clean off that bottom below the bead. With my scraper. It should be at about half and a few. Make that little step at the bottoms. So I just go in with my scraper here. The thing for me is to have this top ring. I'm gonna put a bead at the top of this, but I want it smaller in diameter than the one below. course, I would be sanding this at home. But, that bead looks okay right now. So turn it around. And get it up on center again. And I just go in below this bead. It's a flat spot on my scraper. So that's got our sides done. Bring this bead up here a little bit. Actually, I think what I want to do now is start getting some of that wood out of this trough. Little brushes. I saw I saw Jason Breach at Lancaster 2 years ago. He's a fantastic wood turner. Wish I could be like him, but he sells this scraper, Jason Breach. It's a Henry Taylor tool, but it's a signature ring from Axminster. And this is a hell of a scraper here. I use this to carve this out quite a bit. We'll see. Now I was pulling that up with um sandpaper and check this little mark out of here. Now it's still pretty thick. So I'm gonna use some of my easy wood hollowing tools with a negative ring carbide scraper on the end to get in there even deeper. All right, so aside from sanding and such, that pretty much takes care of the top and bottom. Any questions? Who wants to come up and do the rest of it? Okay. So this is the spindle we're gonna use, 2 by 2 by 12 inch. Get a couple center lines. Everybody knows how to mark the center line of the spindle, but one thing I've been doing lately, just to save a little bit of time, use my finger as a fence, bring the pencil into about halfway, and then just draw a line and do that on all 4 sides. And that's close enough to be able to find the center. I thought I had a little earlier.
You did.
I do?
Yeah. First one.
Oh. Oh, okay. But I did have one, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
It's a stem center. Where did I put it? All right, well, we'll find it. I'll use this in the meantime. I went to Lancaster. Best Tools was there. They make really, I think, high quality tool rests. They're not the cheapest. Oh, because the post is sticking down too far. Well, that'll be interesting. I don't think I want to clean up that high, do I? I guess I'll use another. I've got a spindle roughing turner, make this thing round. We'll start with that. This is the right height. I'm not gonna round the whole thing down, I'll show you in a minute, but I made up a story stick with the places where I want to put my beads and such, so I would lay this on here and I would mark out the lines and then do it. I'll show you one thing that Richard Raffin taught me in that video. He makes a little template like this, puts this is for a 1-inch tenon, puts 2 1-inch holes in it, and then he cuts through the one just a little bit more than half. So what he does then he puts the half circle up against here. He's got the hole in here so you can actually check to make sure that it's the right diameter. And right now it's a little bit big. Now, I'm not going to do it with this one. I just wanted to show you that. So this is what I wanted to get to. This with all my pieces cut in it. The depths of my beads and such. So you could see that, I'm going to have a 1/4-inch bead at each end here. I'm going to have another, I'm going to have a 3/8 bead here, here, and here, and then these 2 pieces in the center. So let me show you how I do that. I'll start with the 1/4-inch beads on the end.
Beating tool, George?
Yes, this 1/4-inch beading tool, D-Way. I have, well, I'll show you in a minute. Let me do this first. This is not as good a setup as I'd like with the lathe. So there's definitely a lot more vibration. I'm not sure what I can do about that. Take off a little bit of this stuff. When I made these wig stands before, what I had to make the 3/8 bead with an Easy Wood Tools negative rake beater. But they're very aggressive. I'll go ahead and do one here, but I'll show you. I went ahead and got one from D-Way. We want this on center. Now this is doing a much nicer job on this maple than it did on the walnut. It had a tendency to tear this out a little bit more. So then what I would do next is do the same little deal I did on the other piece of that little, whatever you want to call that. What's nice about having both storage on here. There you go, wow, that's scraping from it. That wasn't cool. Now I'll use my D-Way 3/8 cheater. Yeah, that one. Yes,
Do you ever use a steady rest?
for this?
Steady rest?
No, not for this. I mean, I use one a lot. I have a one-way with just the two wheels. But I'm just getting a lot more vibration in this than I do at home. I'm not sure what's going on. Let me try this. I'll start cleaning these up. Bug loose. Put it on the edge almost. I just do the front bevel, the lower bevel.
It moved them because of that fraction. It's not on wheels. You can check it.
Take much to sharpen it. Not much. Huh?
That one of the G tool?
Yeah, this is the D-Way negative rake scraper with the,
Sharpen the other way, but you want to go in the other direction.
huh?
You just sharpen the other side, and you want to go in the other direction.
I'm not sure what you mean.
It's double ended, so you have.
It's double ended. So I've got a, right hand turn on one, a left hand turn on the other. So I can get in with the straight point, or I can get in with the curve point. Right. Oopsie, that's. So that's basically how I do it. You want me to finish the rest of it, or,
We're good.
you're good?
Okay.
Okay.
So that started out as square, 2x2.
Yeah.
If you had put the square end into a chuck, instead of using your spur drive, I'm wondering whether that would have cut down on the vibration.
Well, actually, like I say, I've been thinking about this for weeks and I keep worried I forget. I actually brought a small chuck to hold the 1-inch tenon, because that's exactly what I did at home. So, and you're right, but I just, so I would do that, put that in there, and then it would definitely cut down on the, and especially down at this end. And if I wanted to, I could flip it and concentrate on this.
1-inch.
Huh?
Put your 1-inch tenon into that little chuck.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. This is a Axminster mini chuck. Actually, I got this after I stopped doing the newsletter. I got a gift card to Craft Supplies, and I bought this chuck. So, any other questions? This chuck? No, I don't. But it's a 1-inch spindle. You can't buy it in 1.25 inches, so I had to get an adapter for it too. And that was almost as much as the chuck. I think the chuck was about $100, just under. But it came with 4 jaws. So it's got pin jaws and a couple other ones too. Huh?
Still make that.
I mean, I bought it 3 or 4 years ago. Huh? Axminster, yeah.
So then you glue the top, you glue everything together, or do they like to have it so that it can come apart?
No, I glue it together, and Julie wanted me to sure mention that you need to finish these with polyurethane so that they don't get hurt by the moisture from the wigs. And what I did with mine is I actually sprayed mine with a coat of shellac first. And it just made it easier, and it took the finish after that much better. It didn't absorb so much. Anything else? Okay,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
come by my house and I could do it a lot better.
They might have